Hi everyone. Just a quick update here on my switches and relays and whatever that's required here for my propane changeover. I've got most of this stuff wired in here, and it turned out really well actually. Uh, my PLC-P30 controller actually deactivates in about 2 seconds with no ignition trigger, so that's much quicker than what I anticipated. So that thing, I think it's going to work out really well actually. That's going to be a good unit. I'll just show you how it works here. Uh, It'll come on for about 2 seconds. You'll see a little green light down on the switch. It'll come on for about 2 seconds, and not sensing any ignition, it'll shut the propane solenoid off. I'll just show you how it goes here. There, it didn't sense anything and it shut itself off. Now at the same time, with the ignition on here for cold start for priming, I just crack my throttle open. It activates it, and it goes for as long as I hold it. It makes no difference how long I hold. Then of course, as soon as I let go of the throttle, it's back off again. It takes almost nothing to trigger it to make it come on. I'll just get around the other side here and I'll show you. I don't like to do it because it bites me once in a while, but I'll just tickle the distributor here and show you that it'll come on as soon as it senses any kind of an interruption in power. And as long as it's sensing something, I shouldn't be doing that really, but it'll keep it on. As soon as it doesn't sense it, 2 seconds and it's back off, shuts the solenoid off. So if I go down with my tether switch, it'll kill the ignition, and then the peel switch in turn will shut off all the flow of propane going to the regulator and mixer. So it should be a fairly safe system. There's my little fuse box down in the corner there. It has little diodes in it, red diodes. If a fuse blows, the light will come on, show you which one's gone. I was going to use relays, but I saw that and it was just easy, so I bought it. So I'm going to change this over to the ignition. Of course, comes out of this one in the distributor. Be this guy here. But I'm going to get rid of the trailing, and I'm going to go to this one, and then it'll be tucked in out of the way. I can seal that other one off. I don't like that sticking out. It's never gave me a problem, but I just don't like it sticking out there, so I'll deal with that, I guess, too. The diode that I put in line here, Brumstad, is it's in here. It's right in here somewhere. All it does is just stop backfeed going to the SV when the unit's running. It worked really well, by the way. No complaints there. There's only, even with both solenoids on, there's only about 2.5 amp draw, maybe 3. So I plugged a 7.5 amp fuse into that circuit, so there should be never any problem, overload or anything on the peel switch. The fittings on the 5th and 6th ports that we talked about. I bought brass fittings rather than screw around. I'm sure I could have clamped a hose on there, but that's what I did. I got a 90 for the top and then 3/16. It's just air hose for trucks. High heat and whatever. It's good stuff. And then just a straight one going onto the tube at the bottom. Those work really smooth. I checked them all out and made sure they were good. Should be no problem there. I think all that stuff should stay on really well. Well, we're not going to have a lot of room here to get the exhaust pipe out. There's about 4 inches one way and about 3.5 the other, so I'll be able to bring a 3-inch pipe up out of there and probably run my wastegate as soon as I get up past the valves here, and maybe even jog it over a little bit. I think there'll be room. I have to get the turbo in hand so I can look at it. I can't tell what I'm going to do here until I have one. I'm just actually pondering which one to buy, and I'm not going to spend $700 or $800 on one for the amount of hours that it'll get on it. I don't think it really much matters, so long as, like Bump Start said, so long as the fittings and whatever match up good. The rest of it I'm not real concerned about. There's my scuba tanks. They each hold upwards of a gallon, a little better than a gallon. So they'll be good for a few runs, I think. All I have to do with this is just to get a couple of mounting brackets built and get them set into place there. And a little plumbing, and the propane conversion is damn near done. It's been a learning experience, I'll tell you, if nothing else. I don't realize how complicated things like that can get. Same with this turbo deal. I've never dealt with turbos at all. I'm pretty clueless as far as it goes with things like that. But man, you know, a hell of a lot more to learn about a turbo than just going and looking at one and buying it. I'm sure as hell glad I got somebody to guide me along here, or I would have bought the wrong one 10 times by now. I am starting to understand them a little more. I think it would take a long time. In fact, I talked to guys that say they've been mucking with them for years and they still don't understand some of the bullshit numbers and whatever that goes on their maps and stuff. Apparently pretty hard to read sometimes. So I'm just going with a tried and proven setup, and I'm not going to venture out into things that I know nothing about. Maybe someday I'll might be something to do with my RX-3 wagon. A guy could change something over. But anyway, that's about it. Once I get my tanks and stuff mounted, I'll come back and show you what I done with them. Takes time. Guy needs a break once in a while. It'll drive you goofy. Doesn't look like I've accomplished much here for a while, but I do something every day, at least one thing a day. I like this other harness that I've picked out too. It sure as hell goes on nice. Nice job. This other stuff is, yeah, it's kinky and shitty. I don't like it. This other shit is, it's nice. It almost hangs by itself if you get it down in the right place. Okay, have a good one.